It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And our focus is on the Lions' towering wide receiver. He comes into this one 5th in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Lions and the Vikings, and it comes your way next.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point. But, boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from Ford Field. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
The secret to his game and his success, incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys who catches passes with him. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet him before practice, he actually demands it because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry built up, they're going to be hard to beat each and every ball game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's West. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Mullins. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
They hand off to their big tight end. And he powers his way up past the 30. Tackled by Emmanuel Mosley. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 5. Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Minnesota. 47 yards.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking the secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now it's Jackson. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. From the gun, Jackson. And he is out of bounds here. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get in bounds and make a great catch.
3rd and goal, Jackson. There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you're really out here in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Fights loose. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st down, Mullins. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. This, the 2nd meeting between these 2 division rivals. You might recall they met earlier in the year, and it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Dean Lowry just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Back to throw. Mullins. And this is going to be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. First play's a run with Nwangu. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Aiden Hutchinson. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
And that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Jackson. That is caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the 1st quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked, and there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The Vikings at 7-9 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down. On the toss, here's Nwangu. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. And the tackle there by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Mullins. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Mullins. He gets it left side to Johnson. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Marcus Davenport in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him, but even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been... And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Oh, my goodness. Now that is going to be out of bounds on the free kick. And that's a big mistake. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. This thrown quickly out to Jones. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, 51 yards. And the Lions have come back to make it a 2-point game. Now, he's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. But if you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes, he just takes off and goes. And I think that's what we just saw there.
Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And a lot's changed in a short amount of time. You had the safety. That led to a touchdown. So their commanding lead not so commanding anymore as they begin anew with a 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Jackson. Well, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he fields it cleanly. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Lions will take over. Jamison Williams and the Lions get set for this next possession. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll run it with West. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On 3rd down, Mullins. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Marcus Davenport. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On 3rd down, Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
2nd down and a yard.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
False start, offense.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there.
A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
And now off to the races down the right side.
And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
A big play there for Minnesota. 48 yards. Well, they know they've got a good starter. Now the guy coming in to spell him shows he can run it pretty good as well.
And I think he appreciates the starter, wearing people down, tiring them out a little bit. He took full advantage, didn't he? Came in with fresh legs and carried the ball.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
False start, offense.
The false start hurts him there a bit, backs him up to 2nd and 9.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Now it's Jackson.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as it falls incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is indeed good, and the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. And Detroit getting set to go now.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, Mullins.
And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Jackson now. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he will find his man on the outside.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
Here's Jackson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I know we're just in the 2nd quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's a 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
Jackson. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Ty Chandler, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. And what I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. On 1st and 10, Mullins. Out route, he finds his man, it's Jones. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun. Mullins looking left side, and he's got a man. That's West. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Wright's got it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Off play action. Mullins. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one, because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright, and they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing first half for him, all things considered. And this can serve as the capper. It's a missed field goal in the late going, and that's only going to serve to lessen the mood even further.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep the tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now Jackson on second down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On first down, they'll run with the Wangu. He'll get this to about the 38.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now it's Jackson. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Mullins. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Now this throw caught left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw again. And this throw incomplete. Have a defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Patterson's kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Up the middle, Nwangu. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Jackson. That's complete to Chandler on the check down. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Handoff here to Nwangu. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go. To throw is Jackson.
Well, set up the screen for Nwangu.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Here's Chandler. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48.
54 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. On the give is Nwangu. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun on third down, Jackson.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on third down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So here come the Lions now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
This is West. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
That strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there, just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
They'll find Williams on the slant.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. Back to throw. Mullins. Over the middle, complete. It's West. And the Lions are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? And in for the Lions, touchdown. James Mitchell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part one of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
So now here come the Lions up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football. High percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Jackson from the shotgun. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's pulled in at the 32. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense set to take over. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Throwing to start the drive. Mullins got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Throwing on 1st down. Mullins. He's got this to Williams, complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another 1st down, this time on a gain of 19. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Now West. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. To throw on 3rd down. Mullins. And that is incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Riley Patterson on. A lot of pressure on this kick. This for a 4th quarter lead. Patterson's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when he left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Addison hauls it in. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Nwangu. And this will be a Vikings first down as good running gets him to about the 44. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Back to Nwangu again on first down. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Now 2nd and 9. Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
Ball start, offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Throwing is Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Vikings! Jalen Reagor, 60 yards. And the Vikings use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation, the catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll run again here with West. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Operating from the gun, Mullins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Okay, ready.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Now Jackson. This is caught by
Madison. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run with Nwangu. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the ball on the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. When those extra defenders on the field, dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And Detroit back in possession of the football. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. Throwing the out route and complete. That's right. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. In motion right here comes Johnson. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. The Lions on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Nwangu. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to...
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Even the most elusive quarterbacks have those tough days where they can't avoid sacks, and this is one of them. 3rd time he's gone down. He might develop some happy feet now, want to escape the pocket and try and gain more yardage with his legs.
And here's Ryan Wright now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Able to slither by. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. So now the Lions down by 8. A little under 2.5 to go. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. On first down, Mullins. And that one's going to come up a little short. It's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. The throw over the middle, taken in.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Back to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You have to really navigate it. It's a tough defense presented against you.
They'll come up. 1st and 10 here. He's back to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they know anything less than a touchdown here at this late stage is going to be no good. They were going for it all right there, but it was just too hard to adjust to that one in the air, and it winds up incomplete.
He gets this one to Johnson. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Now 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Taken right around the 44.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Vikings,
they get the victory in the season finale, but it will still mean a sub-500 season as they finish at 8-9.
And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Detroit,
it's a tough loss to take as they'll finish things off at 9-8.
and they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.